as feeding, but as far as seeing the wildlife, I really don't. I go, where are they? I really don't know. So I just want you to welcome him. I hope you've enjoyed looking at the exhibit. And I'm going to ask him to say a few words. He's from Standish, Maine. He is a professional photographer. He's a full-time photographer. He's very devoted to Treasures Found in Nature. And so he'll just, I'm just going to turn the mic over and just have you tell us a little bit about how you started doing this and, you know, why it is your passion.
Well, I guess it all started back in 1995 when I saw the Portland headlight. I was during a storm and there was a little dusting of snow. A little dusting of snow that stayed on the rocks, and you just don't normally get that there. With the ocean temperature and everything, the snow usually melts, or it's so thick that it's all pasted and everything's covered. But I took that picture and people saw it, you know, they wanted it, and that was exciting to have something that somebody else wanted, made you proud. And that was a picture that first sold, and then it just kind of rolled along slowly. And over the years, you know, I was in and out of photography. Then I ended up with diabetes and anxiety disorder, and all that stuff kind of brought me back away from like the regular working world, and I needed to find a way to get back outside to enjoy the world again. And you see it. This is a gift that I found, and I'm happy to share it with everyone else as I progressed, the pictures have progressed, and instead of hopefully just seeing an animal or a bird or a scene, maybe when you look at that animal, you see what I saw in its eyes. You see its character. It's alive, I hope, when you look at it. I think I've evolved to that point where my pictures are something. They have a character to them. They're not just, when you look at it, it's not just the bird, it's not just the bobcat, it's not just a fox, but it's something that's speaking back to you, because when I'm there, I feel like they're showing themselves with me. So that's kind of where it all started and where we're at now.
I think it's great. And when you visited and we were hanging this, we had a fun time hanging it. You had such a sweet story, because I am all over that fox. I mean, I don't know what it is about foxes, and you said you built a relationship with, you know,
Yes,
a fox, and I thought that was such a great story. I didn't know if you had a couple minutes to share, you know, that one, because that was really special.
Certainly. I was with a friend, and we were out on trail, and we came across that fox and what I believe to be its sibling. And it was just the way they reacted to us. They were friendly. You could tell, you know, I mean, you always look at things to make sure that they're not rabid. So, you know, I'm always checking their eyes, whether they're drooling, how their spur or feathers, anything like that looks, because I have encountered actually one rabid animal. It was a beaver. I got chased by a beaver. But luckily, I'm fast. But the fox, we spent time with them, and as we stayed there, they became more and more comfortable, came closer and closer, and they would go lay down, close their eyes, and they would chase each other around, or peek at us around the trees. And I've seen them now. This would be the third year. Not that particular one, but its sibling is still around Crawford Notch. I don't know where that one went. I believe it probably found its own family and, you know, separated space-wise. But just last weekend, I was up at Crawford Notch and going down the road, and you know, the grass is still gray and tan or whatever here. And I'm like, I think I just saw the fox, you know, at 55 miles an hour. Pull a Yui and pull across from where it is. I look, and there she is. And I rolled down the window and said, hello, you know, and her ears perked up, and she just came to life, got right up, and started coming down towards me. And I'm like, no, you know, I get out of the car and I'm yelling no, which scared her, which is a good thing. And she ran off up into the trees. So I got out of my car, took a bag of peanuts. I'm supposed to do that. But took a bag of peanuts.
So that's the trick.
Yeah, I'm not supposed to do that. I went over and sat on the grass with my camera and, you know, said, hey, I'm here, hello. And then the next thing I know, there's this little head peeking around the corner looking at me, and slowly she came out. I tossed a couple peanuts about 10 feet or so away, and she ate them. Then I just, basically 3 feet away from me, and she came over and sat and ate the peanuts, and we spent probably about 5 minutes before an officer came over. And he decided to tell me, you're not supposed to feed the fox. And he's like, are you feeding it? And yeah, I got a bag of peanuts. Yeah, I'm feeding it. I figured I was caught. But I don't really know if it's against the rules or not. I've not seen that on the hunting and fishing. I've never seen it said that you can. I know it's certainly encouraged not to, and I would encourage you not to. Of course I did it, but what's that?
I was just thinking, you don't usually do that.
No,
That day you did.
it's not a normal habit of mine, but where I have seen this one before, and it had definitely been fed by others, and it was habituated, I was kind of okay with it, Same thing with like the gray jays you might run into on trails. They've been fed for years and generations of them. They now look for that. So definitely not something I'd recommend to do all the time, but it was fun to spend another hour with her after the officer left, and I had no ticket. So everything was good.
So that was great. And you also said, which I thought was very surprising to me, you said animals actually come toward you.
Yeah.
Now, I never heard of that, so I thought that was really pretty intriguing too. So I'm thinking you get some kind of, energy that they really relate to, but you have stories of animals actually coming toward you, right? That you don't know, not your favorite fox, but...
Well, right. A few of my friends call me Dr. Dolittle, and that's kind of evolved from a kind of like a little joke in the movie and all that. But in truth, I don't know why it happens, but it does. For example, there's been deer that have been 100 yards away, and they obviously see me, and I'm holding a camera that's, the lens is a little bigger than, well, actually, no, a little bigger than that lens there, and you can't tell me that they wouldn't perceive that as a gun or something like that, so there's something different going on. They'll still walk up. This one deer walked up from over 100 yards away. There was a noise in the brush, it stopped, its tail went up, so it was on alert. You would think that'd be enough for it to turn and run. It didn't. It just kept coming, got within 15 yards, looked at me, looked me up and down, gave me a nice snort, turned and walked away. And it's just like, so it came close enough so we could share a moment. That was just really unique and different. And there was another time that one of my friends I was with, we were out shooting, and across the way was a American coot, and she'd never seen one up close.
I don't know what that is.
It's a bird that it's gray, it has a little whitish beak, but they're not common around here, but she'd never seen it, so she wanted to see it. And I said, well, I'll see what I can do. And I said out loud, can you come over here, coot? She's never seen you. Swear to God, the coot came over. And then there was an injured Canada goose that hung out with a domestic goose that was also around, but we hadn't seen them today. And I said, goose, if you're around, can you come on over? 5 minutes later, it came around the bend, and she's just looking at me like, come on. And I'm like, I don't know, I don't understand it myself, but I'm very proud, very happy to be able to have that, and to share that, because when they do that to me, that means that I can share that and bring that to my pictures and to other people. And like I said, you can walk out in the woods and not see anything. And those days happen to me too, but when I see something, it always seems like it wants to come closer. It wants to be involved. It wants me to be involved. Naomi there told me one day she was going through Pinkham Notch, and there was a bear on the side of the road that was eating berries, surrounded by a group of people. And she told me about it, and I'm like, well, hey, I'm gonna go. And she's like, it's an hour and a half drive for you to get here. It's not gonna be here. But I knew it would be. And it was. And I knew I'd get about 5 minutes, and that's what I got.
Wow.
And it just, I don't it's just weird, you know, I just kind of get the feeling, not every animal is that way, but, you know, it's kind of like some people you can approach, and, you know, this might be okay, but at some point, Joan's not going to feel comfortable anymore, and she's going to run away.
Probably don't know Joan, but.
No, I'm just I'm guessing. But, you know, it's a gift, I guess. I can't explain it, but I'm very happy.
Do you have any Native American blood in you?
Not that I know of.
Because that
That
is
sounds
so
so-
Native American, that
Well, I have-
connection.
I went to my first powwow up in Dummer last year, and there's a teepee picture here somewhere.
It's on the wall.
Yeah.
On the wall, there's one here too.
Yeah.
But I have to tell you, that was one of the most moving weekends I've ever experienced in my life. I just felt so at ease, so at home. The people were great. It was very small. People were great, and it was just amazing. I was allowed to go in the circle where the drummers are, which was an honor, and I'm photographing them this close. I could feel the drum beat through my heart. I could feel it going through me. It was just amazing. And then later, I took a walk in the woods, and you could still hear the drums, you could hear the chanting. And I got so far out there, and it was just kind of a moment like hit me like way back when my ancestors would have had to run. But I can walk back now and enjoy, but it's just like to flip back a few hundred years and say, this would be a whole different story if I was back then instead of now. But the whole thing with the powwow was it allowed you to go back there. It allowed you to feel that. And I encourage anybody who hasn't been to a powwow to go, to check out the one here in Dummer that's local. It's small, and it's
And the Native American Dance Company coming
Yes,
to
that's
St.
coming.
Karen Arts Center in September 30th, but to complement the.
right, that